All right, closer to home now. In fact, let's take it back to home. ANC Veterans League President Dr. Snuki Zikalala says South Africa and Mozambique should continue to work together in tackling challenges facing the two neighbours. He spoke to the SABC News on the sidelines of the commemoration of the Matola Raid, where SADF attacked uMkhonto weSizwe members in 1981. SABC News reporter Khayelihle Khumalo has more for us.
Well, absolutely. Quite a very significant day here in Pretoria. It's all about remembering those gallant freedom fighters who died in Mozambique. So it's happening in a very sacred space here in Freedom Park, where you have a wall of all the names, really, of the freedom fighters who paid a very supreme sacrifice. But joining us now is Dr. Zikalala from the ANC's Veterans League. So once again, Doctor, looking at the significance of today, where we think about these moments all the way back in 1981 when the raid was conducted by the apartheid regime, let's talk about the importance of making sure that the history is well preserved.
Well, it's important that the history of South Africa is preserved. As you know, the ANC government made sure that this shrine is established, and of course they managed to collect names of all those who passed on, especially in exile. And of course today we're commemorating the 14 lives of 14 comrades who were killed at Matola Raid in January 1981. And for us as veterans, we're very happy that their families were here. And their family members who passed on in Matola. I think it's very important that people should know where we come from, that this freedom was not free. We did not get it just on a platter, on a silver platter. People paid a huge price for where we are today. And so it's important that young people, they should be remembered, they should be reminded that South Africa itself to be where it is. There are individuals who paid a huge price, individuals who sacrificed their lives, individuals who lost their limbs for us to get this democracy that we have. And so we should cherish it, we should embrace it, we should make sure that we protect our constitutional democracy and make sure that the rule of law in South Africa is observed. Make sure that our people live in a free and non-racial society in our country. And so it's a very, very important day.
And I would imagine, obviously, Doctor, now it's new struggles, it's new challenges of dealing with the socioeconomic issues from poverty. And we know that Mozambique and South Africa, they work together in so many aspects. And recently we saw during the unrest how South Africa played a role in terms of making sure that there's a mediation process and there's, a cessation of hostilities. But let's look at the way forward now. South Africa and Mozambique as neighbours, countries working together.
Well, South Africa and Mozambique, they've been very close to each other. We've been working very close with Mozambicans. As you know, Mozambicans are the ones who built this economy of ours as it was. They were brought here as labourers. They are the ones who are working in diamond mines and gold mines, getting pittance. And so this gold, in this country of gold, it was built by Mozambicans. And so we have a relationship with Mozambicans. And since we've attained our independence, we've been working very close with Mozambicans, and we support the struggle of the people of Mozambique, we support the Frelimo government, and we support the people of Mozambique. And so it's important for us to have that close relationship to make sure that there's peace and stability in Southern Africa, that Mozambique itself prosper. It's a very rich country. And so if it can be given opportunity to explore what they have in terms of minerals, richest in Southern Africa, where every individual in Mozambique will be able to get a job, will be well paid, will build the economy of Mozambique. And so it's important that we have proper and closer working relationship with the Mozambican government, which we do. And so I think we'll have to maintain that relationship that the African National Congress and Frelimo has.
And just before I let you go, Doctor, I would imagine that also it shows that the frontline states really paid quite a supreme sacrifice. I mean, we saw with the passing of former President Machel, really a country like Mozambique, that this freedom we have, it wasn't quite a very easy journey. It was protracted. It was quite a very difficult, really, path to undertake.
Yeah, it was a protracted and it was a very difficult path, and people sacrificed, as we said. The Mozambican people died helping South Africans to fight for our freedom. But what you are saying is that is why people should value what we have currently. I think we're very happy that we as South Africa, we have this constitutional democracy. We've got the rule of law. We are making sure that those who are found wanting especially in government itself, who are found being involved in corruption. That is why we as elders of the movement, we are saying any government official who's been found wanting, he must be dealt with harshly by the law enforcement agencies, because we cannot afford and cannot allow people who are in senior positions using their powers to enrich themselves and their families. It should not be allowed. And so we are saying that it should not be tolerated, even by South Africans, even by people in Mozambique. They must make sure that they nurture their democracy, they protect their democracy, they make sure that there should be a rule of law, and they should make sure that we believe in constitutionalism. South Africa itself is a rich country, we live in constitutionalism, rule of law, and we'll make sure that our country thrive and survive so that we can unite our country, build a non-racial society in South Africa.